That includes me.
First off, bleep, 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 bleep. All right, guys, listen. First off, we need to be at the meetings to get games. If you got a friend that's not here, that's calling this year, and he's not at this meeting, we're fixing to stop assigning people that are not at the meetings. I mean, I can name off my son. I know he's teaching RAs on Wednesday night at church. He can come for about 30 minutes. Doug Allman comes, he leaves, he's got church. I understand church. I've got no problem with church. I used to do it years ago. But we got to be here, especially first year guys, we got to know the rules and the rule interpretations as we go. Okay? That's what we try to cover here. So when you get into a game, you don't run into a uh-oh mode. All right? All right, we're just going to cover some basics. You're behind the plate. You got nobody on, nobody out. Ball's hitting the infield. What is the umpire behind the plate? What is his mechanics in the book supposed to be? Anybody? Cody?
Go first base side, follow the runner.
That's right. We don't sit back here with our mask on and look down the line.
Left-handed batter.
See the one, left or right hand.
Okay, let's check.
Don't y'all say step out on the day. I just said step out and watch the feet pull away, pull off.
What you do is you come out and get your mask off. You can't see anything of that wire frame in front of you. Get your mask off, exit the left side of the plate to you, and follow that runner down that running lane. You're going to carry her to the running lane. You're not going to go all the way to first base. You're going to run, what, about 20 feet? 15, 20 feet?
Exactly 20.
And stop. What you're doing is when you stop, your eyes are settled, you're looking for a pull foot, or you're looking for a bobbled ball.
Or the runner running inside the lane.
Or the runner inside the running lane.
Swipe tag also.
We're going to help on a swipe tag. Okay? That base umpire is going to come in, and he's going to take the throw, he's going to make the play at the base. That's what he's going to make his judgment. Okay? Now, if we got a pulled foot, we got a bobbled ball, a swipe tag that the base umpire for some reason did not see, that coach is going to call timeout and come out and talk to you. She can ask you if you got a pulled foot, bobbled ball, swipe tag. That's what she's going to ask you. Call timeout, go to your partner, without the coach, away from the players, and talk to your partner. All you're going to say is what you saw. When I go out there, I'm going to say, I had a pulled foot at first base. That's all I'm going to say. If I got a bobbled ball, I got a trap ball or bobbled ball at first base.
What if the coach comes up there and says, can you change his call?
Okay, hang on. So, all I'm going to say is what I saw. I'm not going to tell that umpire what that call is. That's up to that umpire. If he missed a pulled foot, I tell him there's a pulled foot. He made that original call, the initial call. He's going to change his initial call. I'm not going to go over and go, she's safe. I'm the plate umpire. I've got nothing to do with it except for a pulled, bobbled, or whatever foot, swipe tag. Okay? If I'm the base umpire and I missed it, and my partner, Kimmy Dale, says, hey, she pulled her foot, I'm going to look at that coach and say, I got her safe. We got a pulled foot. That's the mechanics, okay?
Yeah, the first base umpire would say
Whoever
that
made the
after
initial
he
call.
talked to him. Yeah, he wouldn't just say, the home plate umpire hadn't got anything to do with the call at that point. It's left up to the first base umpire.
To change his call, if it needs to be changed. If it don't need to be changed, then he stays with what he got, and that's what we live with. Okay?
Now, there are a 1 in a million chance that they were out by 15 feet. All right, if they're out by 15 feet, and first base umpire comes to me and says, I didn't see it, I got blocked out. I said, well, they were out by about 10 feet at least. He said, well, I'm gonna change it. I said, that's left up to you. You can go with what you said or whatever I'm saying. But I'm not calling her out. It's your decision.
Yeah.
So-
And in the end, we want to get the call as right as we can.
Right, but I want to, one more thing, and I'll try to be quiet. If it's a close play, that's taboo to try change their call. If it's close, if they missed it, they missed it. If it's close, I'm talking about within 1 or 2 feet, maybe 3 feet. Now, if it's 10, you got a different scenario. But if it's 2 or 3 feet, bang, bang play, and I got blocked out, or I didn't see it, or whatever, no, you got to live with it.
On a bang bang play, what I look for is where the runner is in relationship to the ball getting to the base. Okay? I don't know if y'all can see me out here, but if that runner is right here with her foot on the base and that ball is being caught, tie does not go to the runner. It's one or the other. Bang bang play, I'm probably gonna have it out. Okay? There again, strictly judgment. If she's even with that that first baseman, I'm gonna call her safe. And if a coach tells you tie goes to the runner, tell them I will give them $1,000 to show it to me in the rule book, because it's not in there. All right, rundowns between bases. We got a runner at first base. She gets hung up, stealing between second and first. Base umpire's gonna, of course, when she starts stealing, he's gonna be at second base, right? What if she stops and decides to go back to first? Where's the plate umpire supposed to be? Where?
Down first.
Down first baseline with his mask off. I get paid $75 or $55, just like y'all do, and I am not going to go out there and have a girl hung between bases running back and forth. We got 2 guys on the field, somebody come up and help. Once you commit to that base, say if you're the home plate umpire and you go up there and commit to first, stay there. Don't leave that spot. If she goes to second, the base umpire's got that throw. We got her hemmed in, we got her trapped right there, we know what we got. Right? We got an overthrow. Home plate umpire, get back to the plate as quickly as you can. That base umpire's going to take her to third. If we have another run down between second and third, guess what? Plate umpire come up and get that play at third. Base umpire be stuck in second. That way we got her between 2 umpires. Don't get caught standing behind the plate in a rundown with your mask on going, man, he's really running back and forth. He looks like a 10 ball. Don't do that. I'm getting the same money you are, okay? We got mechanics in your book. That's what we got to do. Runner at first base. Ball's hitting the infield. Who's got the first throw in the infield? Base umpire. We got a runner at first. I'll back it up. We got a runner at second. I'm in the C position. Okay? I got to throw to first base. I'm going across and I'm making that call at first base. Am I going to turn around and make that call at third?
No. That would be a no.
Plate umpire comes out behind the plate. You don't have to trail that runner. You got runners on. You don't have to trail her. You come out and look for a pulled foot, and if you see her committing to third, get your tail down there and make that call at third base. Because it's really going to hurt some folks' feelings when I'm out there and I got that particular play and I've got an out at first and she goes to third and nobody makes a call. And that coach comes to me and goes, well, was she safe at third or not? Ask him. That's his call. I'm gonna let a coach chew on you for a little bit. That coach.
Everybody got that now? You got a runner on second. Nobody gets on first or third. They hit a ground ball to anybody in the infield. You got to call it first if you're the field umpire. The other home plate umpire, he's got third. And don't get, I would say, within 15 feet or 20 feet of third base, because you got home if it comes back around. Now, if you got a guy that's really fast, you know, he might could help you out and beat you to home, a base umpire. But anyway, that's, all right, we handled nobody on, runner on first and second.
Runner on first, second, and third. We got runners on first, second, third, bases are loaded, field umpires in the C position. Ball's hit in the infield. Base umpire's got the first throw to first base, right? Or the first throw in the infield, whether it's second, third, first, whatever. Okay? Now, one instance where she may try to turn it over play. Ball's hit the third baseman. She steps on the bag. She hadn't thrown it yet. We got that first throw. We're going to take that throw to first. We're going to have to call it third as a base umpire, and we'll have to call it first or second. Okay? Plate umpire. Behind the plate, bases are loaded. Ball's hit on the ground. What's them runners going to be doing? They're going to be running. So you got to think about a play at the plate. Get your mask off. Get back where you see where the plate, where the umpire, the catcher's foot is. Make sure she's on the base. Okay? We got a force play. We got to throw. Make sure we get that call. We got an out. And if she throws it to first, we're going to look down that line. I'm not going to make that call down there. I'm watching for her running in that running lane. Of course, interference. But I'm not going to trail her because we got multiple runners.
Fly balls. How do we do it in our association?
Fly balls. We got one runner on base. Ball's hit to the outfield, in the air. Base umpire is going to come in and get that tag up at first base, or wherever that runner is. He's going to get that tag up. One runner on.
What I was trying to get to is the National Federation on fly ball to right. They say the first base umpire can go get it, but we don't do it that way. The home plate umpire's got all fly balls, all traps. Now the guy in the field can help him out if it comes down to it, but he can't help him out much because it's going to be a quick play. So the home plate umpire's got all fly balls, all line drives, scoops or whatever in the infield. So you got to be careful with that. And the field umpire would never call on a fly ball, they're out. Yeah, I guess, what is this? This means out if you want to help them, or this means they trap it. So you do this. Of course, nobody's going to be looking at you, I wouldn't think, but if they do, you just look, you know, like you might have caught it, or you point down, he trapped it, or she trapped it. Anyway, so.
One runner on base. Base umpire's going to come in and get tag up responsibilities. Plate umpire's going to have the fly ball. Be loud enough behind the plate to call the out. Out! Or I got a catch! So that base umpire can hear when that ball's caught and when she left the base. Okay? That coach may come out there and as a plate umpire, one runner on, she's going to come out there and say, did she leave early? I got the catch, coach. That's his responsibility. If that's in my court, coach, he's got the responsibility on tag-ups. You better be in there watching for his tag-up and listen. Because I'll send the coach out there and she's going to chew you out a little bit and she ain't going to be happy if you didn't get it right. If she left early, we got another. Multiple runners, two runners on. Plate umpire has got the lead runner. Base umpire's got the trail runner on a tag-up. Ball's hit the left field. Get in position where you can see the catch and that runner leaving second base at the same time. Mask off. Don't stand there behind the plate where you can't see. The hardest one to get would be a runner at third and the ball hit the right field. That's when you gotta open up and get a good peripheral view of what's going on with it, okay? That's the multiple runner.
And if they appeal it, they don't have to throw it to the pitcher and they have to step off. They can do that, but they don't have to. Coach comes out there, I'm gonna appeal them missing, leaving early on first or third. That's all they gotta do. Then you gotta decide. Now, if the other umpire don't know which one is his call, he's just gonna look at the home plate umpire. If he don't know, that's not good. So you get it in your mind, it's pretty simple. He went over it. Lead runner, runner on first only, field umpire's got the tag up. Bases loaded, lead runner, field umpire's got first and second.
The last two.
And that happens, I mean, you know, and you can mess up a little bit, don't get me wrong, but try not to mess up, it's a close game.
If you got more than one runner on, home plate umpire's always got the lead runner.
Got the lead runner.
Yep.
And the
On the tag.
base umpire's gotta get inside the diamond, right behind the pitcher's mound, and watch these other runners. He's got the trail runner. Girl at third may leave fine. The girl at first may leave earlier. We gotta know she left earlier. Okay?
We're here.
Yeah.
That's our communication, right?
Time, yeah.
So anytime running on, just more communication.
All right, communication. Infield fly, right here. A lot of people do this, I just do this. What's gotta have infield fly? First and second, less than 2 outs. Infield fly rule. It's gotta be popped up in the infield, okay? If the infield's playing up close and it's popped up and hits the dirt behind her, that's not an infield fly. The
rule book says you gotta be under it with relative ease.
Well, with ordinary effort. With ordinary effort. If that girl is running back and she's reaching, I've got no infield fly. Even though it hit the ground in the dirt, that's not an infield fly. She's got to get under it with ordinary effort. Okay? What happens on the infield fly? I got an infield fly, batter's out.
If fair. Yeah, if fair.
If fair. If it's down the lines, if fair. I'll add that in there. If she drops it, the runners can run at their own risk, but that batter's out. Okay? What else?
Well, either umpire can call an infield fly.
What the mechanic is, the base umpire, being back there where he is, he can see if that ball's gonna stay in the infield. Okay? So if that ball's popped up, he points in the air. Telling that plate umpire that ball's in the infield. Now that plate umpire then looks at where the players are making the play on. If she's running, giving all she's got to get there, then you've got nothing, even though it's popped up in the infield.
And you don't have a force out on an infield fly. They don't have to run.
Yep.
Everybody got that? I've seen that, they'll throw it over at third. Yes, she's out. No, she's not. They don't have to run.
They can run at their own risk.
They run, you better tag them. Same way with 2 runners on the base. It's the lead runner, but if you're a smart infielder, you're going to tag both of them.
Which one you gonna tag first?
The fastest one.
No, it's the lead runner that's already on the base has got access to that base.
Whoever occupies it legally first, right?
Yep.
And then I've seen them where the runners get messed up, tag one of them, they think they're out, they're not. They'll get off the base, the other one gets off the base, they tag both of them, they're both out. So you gotta be careful on that. And it's easy to mess stuff like this up, but you don't wanna do it continuously.
Going back to the, infield fly, no outs, runner on first and second, it's right here. I usually do this. 1 out, gotta be less than 2 outs. 1 out, runner on first and second, I usually do my first index finger like this, okay? That means we got 1 out, infield fly. Runners at first and second, or first, second, and third. It's got to be at least first and second, less than 2 outs. Okay? Now, we got 2 outs. We don't have an infield fly if runners are at first and second, so we wipe our arm off. And And I always look at your partner, so we know. A lot of times we get caught up in these games, and I'll see a runner at first and second, and I'm thinking I got an infield fly, and I may give Sonny an infield fly, and he'll look at me and go, no. And I'll look, no, I got 2 outs, and I'll give it back to him. Time and play. Runners in scoring position. Balls hit to the outfield, okay? Time and play with 2 outs. What I do, and everybody does, is point toward their wristband. Watch. Okay? This is a time and play. If that ball's hitting the outfield and that runner's trying to score from wherever, trying to score across the plate, we got to know whether or not that run scored before a tag out in the inning or whatever. So we got to know that. Is that cleared up?
Yeah.
Go back over, runner on first, less than 2 outs, and they strike out, the ball goes to the backstop.
All right, we got no outs or 1 out. We got a runner at first base, and the girl is called out on a 3rd strike, whether it's swinging or she drops the ball. That's an out. She cannot run to first, less than 2 outs.
She can run, but she's out.
First base is occupied. And what I do, if I have that situation to try to prevent chaos,
Exactly.
when the ball's pitched and I got strike 3 and she drops it, I'll come out and say, batter's out, first base is occupied. That'll stop a lot of that throwing around. Now, if she throws it, that's on her. With 2 outs, runner at first base, strike 3 call or swinging, and that catcher misses it, that catcher does not catch it clean. That batter runner can try to attempt to go to first with 2 outs. I was in a regional softball tournament. Me and Jay Johnson was calling Scottsboro and I think Fort Payne. And I'm in the field. We got 2 outs. Fort Payne was up by 1 run. We're going to the bottom of the inning. The girl strikes out. The catcher scoops the ball off the ground. It hit the dirt. If that ball hits the dirt, she did not catch it clean, even though she scooped it. She's got to catch it before it hits that ground. I'm in the field. Ball hits the dirt. I see it in the dirt, and I'm pointing toward the ground. That's what I do when I see the ball hit the dirt. I point to the ground. If I know she caught it, I'll give a fist. A lot of times behind the plate, you cannot see whether or not a low pitch hits the ground or she catches it. So you got to have help with your partner. Either point to the ground or give a fist if she caught it. Well, when that play happened, I saw it and I pointed toward the ground. The girl takes off running to first. The catcher stands up, flips the ball back to the pitcher's mound. The defense is leaving the field. The girl that was struck out, the ball was in the dirt, running to second base before they realized what happened. They came out and asked, what did y'all have? She didn't catch it clean, coach. It hit the dirt. We can't coach these kids. They should know this. The very next at bat, Scottsboro got a base hit, and this was a loser go home, and they went to the state tournament, and Scottsboro lost because of that play. We got to pay attention out there.
And it's occupied at the time of the pitch. You know, you'll have, I've heard this as a coach. They get down there to second. Well, first base wasn't occupied.
She was stealing.
Yeah, she's stealing. That ain't got nothing to do with it.
Some people have a sign, not by baseball, they not go.
If I know it's in the dirt, I'll come up with a strike sign, and I may do this and leave it at that. That's up to them whether the coach tells them to throw it first or whatever.
Sometimes you wouldn't know, so your field umpire's got to help you out. And if they don't, such as the case up there at the region about 10 years ago, the last game that this one umpire did, same thing. He just stood there. He didn't say out or nothing, didn't help them or nothing. If you don't know, you better be pointing down.
Them 2 guys went home, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They went home for the rest of the tournament. But, you know, everybody can mess up. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you can mess up. You just don't want to, you know, and this is what I tell a lot of people. The longer you call, the more you experience everything that's happened. That, or it can possibly happen. Every now and then you still get something. But most of the time, if you call, this is what I tell them, a guy called today wanted to, said, is it too late to join? Yes, it is, but here's what you need to do. You need to start calling travel ball in the summer, and then they can, the coaches will help train you, I guarantee you, in the summer. We don't have to help train you, but if it's your first year and you hadn't called any ball in travel ball, you know, it's gonna be tough on you, I can promise you that. But, and not that travel ball is good or bad. I mean, you can get some good things out of it if it's good ball. If it's not very good ball, it's not gonna help your strike zone any. Now, if it's, you know, exposure tournament where there's 30 college coaches there watching, you know, you're gonna get some pretty good balls and strikes practice. But anyway, that's all I was gonna say. What else, William?
All right, we got 3 teams on the field, like I said before, the home team, the visitor team, and the umpire team. I've been calling for so many years. I know every coach that's in here. I know most of the parents. I watch these kids, they play travel ball with my granddaughter from Wilson. I know these people. I know them. I could probably call them right now and talk to them if I want to. However, no matter how much you talk to them, how much you cut up with them, how big of friends you are, they are not your friend at all. There's no reason in this world between innings that we need to be over at the fence talking to anyone. We're over there at the fence between innings, we're talking to somebody. What does it look like for the other coach? Well, he's got friends over there. He's probably got relatives, so we're not going to win this game. We don't talk to the parents. We don't talk to the spectators. At first base, once you get done, a half inning, dust off the plate, get out there in your spot. You're way away from it. Don't go over there. If you got a bottle of water and you need a drink, run over and get you a quick drink of water, put it back down, and get back to your spot. If somebody's over there asking you about a play, do not comment. So I don't know. Turn around and walk off. Don't be rude about it, but once you start talking to them about a play and this and that, they're going to want to engage more and more and more. Now you're stuck over there talking to them. What's the other team thinking? Well, he's got a buddy over there. He's trying to explain what's going on. Get away from it. Plate umpire, between innings, we stand at first and third base extended. We don't stand halfway up the first base line. We don't stand halfway up the third base line. We stand where that first base line goes down through the plate. We stand right there.
Yeah, let me get to the thing. You can show them where to stand on that.
I can't consider that.
Well, maybe. We can see on video, maybe. Come over here.
All right, between innings. This team here is batting. We're going to be standing somewhere right in here. We're not going to be over here. All right? At the end of the inning, this team over here is going to bat. We're going to be right here grazing between first and second in the grass, just taking it easy. Okay? I'm also standing there at first and third base line extended. If that third base team is batting where I'm standing at, I can see those batters on deck. How many batters are supposed to have on deck? One. Leadoff batters, your on deck batter, until you award her the plate, the next girl can step out. Okay? That's a state rule. They don't want 5 or 6 girls out there swinging
Why are you
bats.
mentioning that now? The coaches can't be sitting outside the dugout on a bucket.
I'm getting it.
Okay.
right.
Anyway, that's something that you've got to take control of. Now in travel ball, they don't care where they go. They can have 6 coaches out there. But in high school, the coaches, well, you got a first base coach and a third base coach. They can be out there. That's it. There ain't nobody else out there. Now,
During the dead ball, you got timeout, they're warming up, whatever. I don't care where the coaches are. I'm fine with it.
right.
once you throw the ball down, if you're on defense, that coach is on defense, they gotta be inside that dugout.
Now, they're doing Morse code over there, you know, signaling in the numbers. They can come out for a second, but then they gotta get back in or in the doorway. Don't let them stand out there. I mean, I did this last week and one of those coaches said, we have to go in. Yes, that's the way it is. But obviously somebody hadn't been doing that to them previously, so.
I got a picture Friday night. I was at Nashville High School in this Bell Green tournament, which made me mad because it changed it to Bell Green Saturday. It pissed me off. But anyway, I got a picture. Dashler was playing, no, it wasn't Dashler. It was Wilson was playing Thorntown. I know it was JJ from Thorntown. And this guy sent me this picture and he said, what's wrong with this picture? JJ is sitting outside the dugout on his bucket with his scorebook out in his hand, calling plays and doing scores. This ain't travel ball. We cannot be outside the dugout. Don't let them do it. If they ask you, well, how am I going to get my picture, my signals? Well, get inside that dugout or outside that dugout somehow to get their signals to them. Because you're not coming on that field unless you step out real quick, give your signal, and get right back in.
Quick question, have you been to, I don't know what you call it, Leaf Field or whatever in Russellville? I mean, you know how their dugouts, the old dugouts were right there, but now they've moved the dugouts back. So you've got this big old rectangular space that's really probably dead ball territory, because in between the fence of the backstop and the fence of the left field line, there's that spot. Do you know what I'm talking about, Sonny?
We had games there the other night, and we said, "I'll get touch that territory, we call it dead."
But they were outside the.
Bigger field over there.
Well, it's both of them, really.
Yeah.
Have you been there? You know what I'm talking about?
Call there, what's
What
the,
y'all doing down there?
I ain't got nothing to do with it anymore.
Don't work there anymore.
what is it, Clint? You ought to know.
But you know what I'm talking about, Clint? How they moved the dugouts were actually like 6 or 8 feet off where the fences used to be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the coaches were, we call that dead ball territory. So can they stay in that area? Because if they're in the backs, if they in the dugout, they literally can't see home plate. We just went out with.
I wouldn't let them.
Well,
That's just me.
the bench is right here in the dugout. He's talking about where that red line is, it's where the concrete, and they've got astroturf on it or whatever. If it's dead ball territory, and then there's another fence in front of his, is there not?
Yeah, it's a weird setup. It's like they took the dugout and moved it straight back. So you still have the fence line, and then you got a dead space there. And the dugout's probably 5 or 6 feet back, so you got a rectangular square space where the old dugouts were, and we call that dead ball territory. Because if it rolls across that territory, it's going to be dead. So if it's dead ball territory.
If you establish it as dead ball, I'd say they have to be off of it. I mean, they have to get out of the way. What if a player's going over and make a play?
Well, we said that, yeah, we just said that was dead ball territory. Any ball that went in or any player that went in, that's dead ball territory. I mean, that's just the only time we've let a coach.
I think they had one over there in Cobb County, didn't in baseball. That's
Cowboy territory.
Well, that's
That's
one of the things you go over in your pregame. too.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's dead ball territory, I mean, literally, you could not see home plate if you were in the dugout.
It's like the dugout's extended. They just don't have a wall.
If it's dead ball territory, they're not gonna affect anything anyway.
Yeah,
Once it goes in it, it's dead.
it's just, that's the only place I've seen where the dugout is not even with the fence that runs down through there. Go back, Sonny, you live down there, drive by there. and look
I've
at
seen
it.
it before, I've called down there, but
They just didn't though this year.
I wouldn't let them out there. It's just me.
I mean, that's what I'm wondering, I was just curious.
All right, when we get to the games, if we're in a tournament, go ahead and flip the coin. Whose lineup do we take first? Home team. Go ahead and flip your coin, designate a home team, visiting team, take her lineup first. go over your lineup with her. Always hand it back to them and tell them, do you want to look at it again? Because when you get it back from them, those are now legal lineups. If you got any changes in numbers or anything like that, that's a warning on the coach. That's why we give it back to them to make sure some kid may have been over there doing their lineup and wrote down the wrong name. And now here's the game going on, and now you got this girl, Susie's up the bat, and she's batting, but it's supposed to be Tricia. That ain't on us, that's on the coach. He verified that on the home plate meeting. Then we'll go to the visitor side, do the same thing. Always hand it back to them. Some of the coaches will just touch it, and I always, when I get them both back, I tell them these are now official. Substitution rules now apply.
Well, I had this the other night, JJ, he wrote the position number for the number, the girl was supposed to be 24, he wrote 8 in where the number's supposed to be, 8 at the position. So the coach said, that's the wrong girl, it's supposed to be number 8. I looked at it and I said, what's your name?
Yep.
So name supersedes the number, he just wrote down the wrong number, he said, I don't even have that number 8.
Well, that's one of the reasons we give it back to him, to make sure he's got the numbers right, and the player right. Now, during the cold time, number 16 from Red Bay's out there, and now she's put on a hoodie. She forgot hers at home, and she borrowed number 21's hoodie to wear out in the field. I don't care. If the coach says, hey, who's that out there, number 21? I'm going to pull out my lineup and ask the coach, what's that girl's name? If he gives me the correct name, we got no problem. Name supersedes the number. I'll correct the number and let him know, but the name always supersedes the number. In the pregame, I'll ask them, are they both legally and properly equipped? They're telling me that their bats, their catcher's equipment, their batting helmets, everything they're using in that ball game are legal and proper. If she comes to the plate, she's got an illegal bat, we got problems. If her bat and helmet comes to the plate and it's about to hang, the mask is hanging off her face mask, we got problems. We're going to give him some warnings, and we're going to address those situations. Properly legally equipped. In a varsity game, we'll play 7 innings. We got state mandated 15 runs after 3 innings. If the home team's ahead, or the visiting team after 3 innings. 10 runs after 4. I'm 5.
Yeah, 5. Sorry.
10 after 5.
Can we change that?
Yeah. 10 after 5.
Now they are at the Russell tournament playing that this weekend, so
10
you're on your own, so like I said, 10 after 4.
Now, if I have a non-area game, I'll ask them if they want to play international tiebreaker. Both coaches have got to agree. If one don't agree, then we don't play it. We have to play it out. International tiebreaker, you take the last completed at bat, and we go to second base with her. They get 3 outs to try to score that run. After that half inning's over, the other team's got the same opportunity to put the last completed bat at second base, and they got 3 outs to try to score that run. Deschler played Wilson the other night. It was tied 7-7, went to international tiebreaker, and Wilson scored more runs in the international tiebreaker than they did the whole freaking game. The final of that game was 17-7. Terrible.
You mind if I call roll first? Well, go ahead. You sort of get your ready.
Yeah, I was there.
I think you had that Brooks too, didn't you?
All right.
That Brooks, didn't you? Maybe.
Doug Allman, he's in Florida.
Yeah.
Okay, Eric Aparicio, see here? That would be enough. Abigail, I saw her. Lila Blackburn, she's down there in Hattiesburg. All right. Jay Blevins is getting a mental competency test. He went to the doctor. Sorry, just kidding. Scott Bowicki, I saw him. Rodney Bray, he's down here. Macy Busby, she's here. First year. Harold's mother's bad officer. Michael Cromwell is here, I thought I saw him. Okay, Robert Eaves, where's Robert? Okay, sorry, Robert, I didn't see you. All right, Paul Ellis is here. That's what I like to see. Ron Etheridge is here. All right, Michael Fish, he's working. All right, he's not here. Matt Green, he had something on.
Work.
It wouldn't work. He said, I'm here. It was something else. But anyway, yeah, plumber coming up or something. I guess that's important.
No, that was work.
Oh, Sean Greenhill is not here. He's trying to recuperate from the Final Four. Richie Hester not here. He said he had to work. I don't know. All right. He's actually doing some kind of
Richie
school
working.
thing that they pay 20,000 extra a year or something. All right, Kimmy Dale is here. Dakota James. I didn't see Dakota. Jeff Lehman, Southern Cars. Anthony Lindley, absent. Brian McGuire, Fox McGuire is here. Ruth Mock, not here. William Mock, not here. Moses is in Disneyland. Disney World, I should say. Willem Merman, not here. Scotty Nichols, not here. Kyle Parrish,
Present.
I thought I saw you. Freezing. Ronnie Parrish, I thought I saw Ronnie.
Yeah, here.
He's here. Chaz is absent. Bates here. Monty is here. Peterson, I thought I saw him here. Terry Reed's here. Ricky Saint here. Okay, sorry, I didn't see. Dan Sides, not here. Clinton is here. Ricky Smith,
Here.
I thought I saw him. Brian Stafford, is that how you say your name? Kurt Thigpen, not here. Cody Thorpe is here, I thought I saw him. Dixie Walker, not here. Mark Wallace is here, and Greg Winstead is here. Hang on. See if I missed anybody. Got all these on two different rows. Mark Little, he's not here. Write that down. He's gonna call, I don't know if he's gonna call or not. Let's see, through here real quick here. I think that's all that we've got this year. That's all, I appreciate it. All right, go ahead.
Page 58 of your two umpiring system and your mechanic book, umpire's manual. I'm gonna go over these real quick. Runners, locations, runner at first base only. The runner at first is the base umpire. The plate umpire's got the catch. Okay? Runner at second base only. Base umpire's got the runner at second. The plate umpire has the catch. Runner at third base only. The base umpire does not have the tag-up responsibility. The plate umpire has the tag-up at third. Now, that's not to say you can't come in and help. You've got nothing else going on behind, you can always come in and help. And of course, the others are the lead runner with the plate umpire, and the base umpire has the trail.
What you gotta worry about too is, if it's just a single runner, it's the home plate. But if there's a bases loaded, plate umpire's got it. Don't do this, point to home, or the plate umpire will point to third. Don't do that. Either call them out or safe, or save time, and you get together and you discuss it. If you don't know which ones have to call, don't ever call anybody out if you don't know for sure.
If you want beer from a mechanic, you need to talk about it in your pregame. Like,
Yes.
if you got a runner on third only and they hit a fly ball down the right field side, well, the base umpire can get that, if you pregame that.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, similar to
Yeah.
close play at first, on a bang play, home plate umpire don't ever overrule it. no matter what.
Only, what was it, 15 steps?
15 steps is what I base mine on. If it's 15 steps, now, that's the rule that I've done, and that's, I've been calling a long time.
Keep you out of trouble.
76 since high school, in high school anyway.
You called some of Whitey's game.
Yeah, I did. But anyway, the only time we've had it is one time, and the girl was out 15 steps. Now, the field umpire came over there to me and said, I got blocked out. I don't know if she was out or not. I said, well, you called her safe? Yes. I said, well, listen, here's what we got. This is on you. It's your decision. She was out by 15 steps. If you want to call her out, that's fine. If you want to call her safe, I'm good with it. I said, okay. So I just went home, let him deal it. He turns around, calls her out. The other coach didn't say nothing. Well, she was out about 15 steps. So, you got to be careful on that. Don't be messing with your partners. Even I've seen it on third base. They're still in third, and they get screened out, and they point to you. Be ready to nail them if they're out. Don't be afraid. And that happens a lot, especially if somebody's still in third. That field umpire gets screened out. They can't see it. They'll call them safe. And I'm looking at them thinking, well, they were out. But I'm going to wait until the coach comes out and talk to that person. He'll say, time. Can I go talk to him? I said, yeah, sure, go talk to him. He goes out there, talks to him. The coach is going to say, well, you talk to the home plate. So when they do, you come up there and you tell him, all right, now look, this is on you. This is close play, but she was definitely out. You just tell them, it's left up to you. You want to call them out, or you want to leave it safe. Because if it's close, maybe my vision is a little bit bad. So you just have to go with your gut instinct, but that's all I got to say on that.
Coaches have problems with that because then they want you to override stuff at first.
Exactly.
You cannot.
So if you start, that's why you got to be careful. It's got to be obvious that everybody knows.
That's why I say, if she asks me, I'm gonna go out there, and me and my partner's gonna talk without the coach or anything, and I'm gonna tell him what I saw. That's all. I'm not gonna make his mind up one way or the other. He's gonna make his own mind up from what I saw.
And this is what the home plate umpire, this is what I tell everybody. The home plate umpire shouldn't go out there and say, yeah, they were out, or anything. They should say, what did you see? Tell me what you saw. And if they said a certain thing and I thought they were safe, we're going with it. I'm not even asking that, well, she was out.
100%.
Now, even last year in the region, Mark Gibson, one of the best umpires that I've ever seen for a high school level, he got blocked out over on a tag up to first. He calls her out, and then the coach comes out there, and he comes to me, and he says, what about it? Did you see it? I said, what'd you see? He said, I thought she was out. I said, her ass is out. And that's the way we left it, and he was good, coaches were good, and this was a game to go to the state, and that team actually didn't get to go, but anyway. It's part of it.
Getting on some other stuff. Wear uniforms appropriately. Guys, when we're behind the plate, our hat is forward. We can see AHSAA on it. It's not turned right. You look like a 16-year-old kid when you're back there doing that, and it looks silly. Those coaches, when you get back there and see this, they're thinking, what kind of guy do I have behind the
Sleeves too.
Correct.
You mentioned that about the sleeves. You can't have a sleeve underneath, even though baseball players do it, but umpires don't do it.
If you're wearing your short sleeve powder blue,
If you hadn't got a jacket, you're out of luck.
there can't be any sleeves underneath that powder shirt. Now, if it's cold enough, you can wear your jacket.
Unless you got a long sleeve.
If not, we can't see any
Long
sleeves.
sleeve powder blue would be fine.
Yeah, long sleeve powder blue. While I'm at it, these kids, and I had this weekend, they have to wear their uniforms the way the manufacturer designed it. Don't let the pitcher or the second baseman or whoever come out there and roll their sleeves up. I know it's hot. And they're rolling their sleeves up and got them pinned up and all. If they got sleeves, they got to be worn as a sleeve. They can't roll them up. They might want to talk to their coach and get them some different uniforms. They cannot be rolled up, okay?
Or they'll roll them up if they push them up.
They can't push them.
You can't push them up.
They can't stay up anyway. Yeah, I was gonna tell you, if you don't care, go over behind the plate where the catcher catches the ball. He reaches out, or he catches it low and pulls it up. That's what I see as first and second year umpires. If they pull that thing over there, don't give it to them. I mean, it's gotta be touching that base. Now look, usually, you're gonna have about 2 or 3 cameras up here anyway, especially as area games and whatever, so. If that ball, if the catcher catches it down low, underneath, I ain't giving it a strike. Here's another one that I've learned over the years. If they're low and it hits their glove and they don't catch it, too bad, I ain't giving it a strike. But if it's in the dirt, you're never giving it a strike. And even if they're on top of it, and it looks like a strike, but they didn't catch it, I'm staying away from it.
When you're back there in that slot position, watch that catcher's mitt. If that catcher has to reach outside, she's telling you that ball is outside. And she'll catch it and pull it over real quick. Well, she caught it out here, pulled it over here. It looks like a strike. She may hold it there for a second, but it was outside to begin with. Same way on the inside and low. If she turns her glove upside down to field the ball, in her mind, she's thinking that ball's fixing to hit the dirt. If it's going to hit the dirt, she's got her glove upside down, I know that ball's low and I'm not calling a strike.
And the strike zone, go over that just a little bit on the high
Strike
part.
zone is from the armpits to the front knee. We got a pretty good large strike zone for junior high. For junior high. In varsity, I'm going to stay right below the letters, about right here, and their knee. If I call something up here in a varsity game, I guarantee you Coach Trent Patterson is going to come out there and chew my tail out. But that was a high ball, and I know it was. I just called it a strike. But don't let this happen. Don't let that coach, as you're calling your game, that first inning, you're establishing where your strike zone is. Okay? If that coach starts complaining about your strike zone, don't change it. If you're calling it both ways, each team, nothing they can do. Okay? If you got a high strike right here in a junior high game and you call it a strike, and by gosh, it better be a strike right there on the next batter too on the other side. If that coach says, that's a little high, Blue, don't start pulling it down. If you're there, live there. They'll adjust to you. A bunch of these junior high games, I'll tell the coaches, you better bring some tennis rackets up here. It's close, they better be swinging.
On that, this past week I was at Mars Hill, and at the plate discussion, the coach for Mars Hill said, look, this is my first game, you know, and she was, and I tried, no, it's my second, you know, but from there on, it was another coach that was making substitutions and all that kind of stuff. Isn't it just supposed to be the plate, the coach that comes to the plate?
That's it. That's all of it.
Whoever comes to that plate meeting is my head coach.
And you got to use a little psychology. You know, if the head coach is over there in the JV game and he's wanting to pitch a little fit or something, okay, coach, that's enough. That's all you got to do.
Well, she was talking about courtesy runner and stuff like that.
All right.
Can they still make the courtesy, I mean, can they make the substitutions the assistant coach?
No. Head coach.
No, the head coach has got to come out there. That's who we talk to in the game. You got 2 junior high coaches and you got 2 varsity coaches. Okay? If that varsity coach wants to switch these junior high kids around, he'll tell the head coach, she'll come and tell me. Okay? Don't let that head coach of the varsity game sitting over there running his defense or whatever. Don't let him come out now. You remember, what's Dale Palmer? He loved to do that. He came out one day on me over at Florence and goes, hey, I got some changes. I said, you ain't the coach. He said, I'm the head coach of this softball team. I said, not today. Well, you're not going to let me give you his changes? I said, nope. Go over and get to your head coach of this junior high game and have her bring them over to you. Well, man, that's all the way over there. I said, well, you walked over here once, walk back. Don't let these coaches do all that.
Here's another hint. I mean, I'm just trying to give as many hints as we can, but that assistant coach over there on first base and you're in the field, they question the call, come on or something, it ain't no warning. They're gone.
Yeah.
That's it.
We talk to the head coaches.
Now, the head coach, he wants to cry a little bit, I'll let him cry. But the assistant coach, or look, if the assistant coach leaves the coaching box and goes toward home plate on a close play at home, it's automatic. They're restricted. Now, you can eject them if you want to. If you remember from 2018, point of emphasis was assistant says anything, they're gone. So, now I don't know if that's changed from Alabama or not.
I had Lexington one night. Coach Hawthorne is the varsity coach for Lexington. He was in the dugout. It was a JV game. And I had a call at the plate. I made my call. And I looked up, and he's outside the dugout complaining. Did I go charging at him and start screaming and carrying? No, I sat there, waited till everything was finished. I called time, professional, called time. And he's still outside the dugout. Say he's Kimmy Dale. And Sonny's the head coach I'm supposed to be talking to. I walked over that way, he started to walk to me, and I just walked right past him. And I said, head coach, tell him he's restricted. Now, he's wanting to say something, I'm like, I don't listen. You don't have to put up with nothing from the assistant coach. Head coach. They get paid to do the junior highs, they get paid to do the JVs. The varsity coaches get paid to do the varsity.
Well, she was nice.
Now, you can do three things. Here's the first thing. Put up a stop sign with your hand. That's it. Now, the next one is restriction. The next one is you're gone. But you don't do this when don't tell them they're gone or that. Just walk over and say, that's it, coach, you gotta leave. And your buddy, partner should come up there and say, coach, you gotta leave. So be careful on that.
Don't be rude.
Right, just talk normal.
Be professional.
Be nice.
And be nice, like Roadhouse, Patrick Swayze, be nice.
Arguing balls and strikes is prohibited and you can't let them do it.
Be nice until it's time to not be.
Now, there's one more thing, and then I'm gonna shut up. If you can't call a school because you're afraid of the coach. No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about anybody. If you scratch yourself from a school, I mean, that's fine. You can do it. But I'm saying, if you can take care of business, you ought to be able to call any school. And the same thing with a partner. A lot of people say, I don't want to call so-and-so. If you're a good umpire, it doesn't matter who the guy is. You know, this goes back to college tennis. In practice sometimes we play doubles. And somebody say, well, I don't want so-and-so as my partner. And I say, I don't care who my partner is, I can make up for it. Well, I was a little hard, but anyway, so much of my tennis stories. Don't scratch a partner. Learn to deal with people. That's the way life is. All right.
Put me back on with Capital or Central, whatever it was over there.
What'd you say now?
There was a school I asked you to take me off of because the coach is a jerk.
Many round ago.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you have.
Yeah, well, take me off of him and put me back on.
Okay, I'm good with it.
Cody's got a question.
I was just gonna bring up something y'all were talking about.
Sure.
About pickle situation at first and second, 90% of the time I've seen it happens, there's a runner on third and they're trying to pickle it. So you still gotta stay at home if you're playing official on that. Your partner may run back.
That's a good point. You gotta run down 22nd and third.
And they'll do that. I've seen them try to trip or fall, walk, jog slow, whatever to get the throw.
All right, if you're a plate official and a pickle run down 22nd and third, don't come all the way down at third base.
I'm talking about first and second. You got runners on first and third.
You got a runner first and third, okay, and they get the run down between first and second. You gotta do the best, you gotta help him as best you can. I mean, on a throwback, okay? They're probably gonna be doing the delay still, trying to get the run down. But yeah, if you got a runner at first and third, and they're in that run down between first and second, home plate is your initial position. You gotta help him as much as you can at first base from 60 feet.
And if there's runners on first and third, that's what we call the old look back rule. If you look at that, that runner gets to first, they got 4 choices. They do 3 of them the wrong way, and the coach will tell them to run or whatever, they're out. So you gotta be careful with that. The old look back rule, it's in the rule.
All right. Let's see, these tournaments are like 75 minutes, 65, even 85 minutes, okay? We don't have much time between games to get changed. I understand that. If you're in the field and your game gets done and you know that you got to do the plate next game, don't stroll out of that dugout, don't stroll off that field, take your time, don't heel toe it to your car. Get to your car, get everything on as quickly as you can, get back to that field. If you're behind the plate, get to your car, get your stuff off, get back to that field. If I'm with Sonny and he's going in behind the plate and I just came out behind the plate, I got my stuff off and I'll tell him, hey, I'll get us some water. So that way, all he's going to do is get ready for the plate, go on the field, I got water, we're ready to run. Okay? We're taking, with these 65 minutes, they were scheduled an hour and 15 minutes apart, and some of them roll over. We got guys that were out there. Well, I'm going to go change my shirt. Get back to me. And he strolls out. And then when you look out there, he's out there with his shoes off, cleaning his shoes, putting a new shirt on, putting his shoes back on. Guys, if you're going to do that, do it quickly. We've got to try to keep these tournaments going. What time did y'all leave that Bell Green tournament? The last game was scheduled at 9:45. 65-minute time limit.
11:43.
11:43.
That's the last 2 games, right on time.
Like next weekend at the bash, I'm not the bash, but the Times Day, you'll be able to dress upstairs. So get your stuff and bring it upstairs. Everybody got it? Next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend, get your stuff, bring it upstairs. That's where you switch. Don't go to your car.
Sportsplex.
All right, Sportsplex, same way. But
Now I'm going to leave on this one. This right
next
here.
week, it's,
I've been thinking of all day long how I was going to talk about this. Suspensions. Hey, Harold Cox, Brian McGuire, and Michael Fish. Get to know them. Because if you get suspended, you're going to want to call them 3 guys. They're on the grievance committee. They're going to explain to them why, you're going to wonder why you were being suspended. They're going to get a written paper together, bring it to us, we'll look at it, we'll explain to them why you were suspended. They'll come back to you and tell you this, and this, okay? You can be suspended on severity 1 week up to a month. What does that mean? You don't do any games. You're sitting at home and everybody else is out making a little bit of money, not a lot. Make a little bit of money, but you're going to be sitting at home, okay? Some of the grounds for suspension, out of uniform.
What are you suspended? What's suspended for what?
Listen, out of uniform.
Okay.
Out of uniform.
Sorry about that.
Misapplying the rules. Guys, we got rule books, we got mechanic books. Let's get in there and know them, okay? Not following the AHSAA guidelines with the coaches. We're still letting coaches outside the dugout. That is a suspendable offense. Don't let the coaches outside the dugout. Make sure our uniform looks like it's been washed clean. Shoes as clean as you can get them. I understand there's dirt on the field and stuff. Get them as clean as you can. I use, for my plate shoes, I got soap and water and I wipe them down. On my field shoes, when I'm in that field, I got scrubbing bubbles from Walmart. Spray them down real good, wipe them down. It does a good job for that game. And failure to comply with the code of ethics. I think I gave everybody a copy of the code of ethics when we first started. Code of ethics goes over everything we talk about as umpires: being on time, accepting your games, knowing the rules, applying the rules. Me and Kyle the other night, now I told him I wasn't going to pick on him. We had a play, and me and him talked about it. He knew what it was, and he had the same thing I did. But I'm going to ask y'all what y'all got. There's a runner at first base. The batter hits the ball to right field. The runner at first is rounding second on her way to third. The girl that hit the ball is rounding first on her way to second. Well, Dashner decides they want to play wiffle ball and try to hit the runner in the air going to third. It hit her on her leg and rolled in the dugout. What do you got?
You said, who's the throw from? Infield or outfield?
From the outfield.
She gets on.
Yeah, you got that ball.
Dead ball.
That ball.
So the ball goes in the dugout.
It's dead.
You got a dead ball, right?
Right.
What's the rule on that?
1 plus
1
The base you're going to plus 1. So the runner goes to third base, she's hit, rolls in the dugout, everything's dead. Now she gets to go home.
Yeah, it's 2 bases.
The batter that hit the
That's
ball
what it says.
is fixing around second base when the ball became dead. Where does that batter go?
On the plate. Oh, third.
Goes to third. And I had a coach from Dashner ask me, why does she get to go to third base? That's because it was a thrown ball. It became dead. You get the base you're going to plus 1. And her next statement was this, but it hit her. I don't care how it became dead. It hit her. I don't care. It became dead. She gets the base she's going to plus 1. I said, so she was going to second. She stops. If we got a hit ball, a ball that's hit and becomes dead, what's the rule on that? Y'all know that?
Say it again.
Ball that's hit.
You talking about like goes past a temporary fence or something? I
Ball
call it ground rule double.
Right, you got a ground rule double. What if you got a runner at first and it becomes a ground rule double, the ball becomes dead?
It's third.
On a thrown ball, it's base you're going to plus 1. That's thrown. On a hit ball, it's 2 bases from the last base occupied. So if that runner's at first, she hits a double. Even though she's already rounded second all the way to third, she's got to stop at third. She occupied first when that ball is hit. That's what they'll say. Well, she was rounded, she already had second base. She gets the base there and there. No. She was on first when that ball was hit. You got tournaments this weekend, some, maybe? none?
Yeah, we got, I hadn't even put in JV, I'll put that in sometime tonight, but the varsity is playing, instead of Cherokee, they're playing at Red Bay. Russell's playing, now, Red Bay tournament, I'll try to send the rules to everybody that's calling down there. The Russell tournament is 90 minutes, 85 minutes don't start another inning, but anyway. I'll try to get that to everybody, and, signing, you sort of even it out as the season goes on. One weekend, you may not even get a game, but I look at the total number of games that you have, you know, if you're getting way ahead of somebody else, you know, I'm gonna pull it back a little bit. But anyway, everything's going good. Next weekend, I said at the Times Daily, which is at the airport, I think they're gonna try to play those 3 fields out there, Dashler and red and green field over there at the fairgrounds. So it won't be quite as bad as the Bash as far as number of games, but it'll be sort of bad as far as number of games. So you'll get plenty of games, hopefully. And while I'm thinking about that, you know, that's what we say, first year umpires, you're only guaranteed first or second or third, really, for that matter. You're guaranteed that you'll get your money back for your registration fee, your assigning fee, and maybe a little bit of equipment. You know, you're not guaranteed a bunch of games.
It depends on how you apply yourself too. If you get out there and you learn the game and you're doing the best you can, you know, you may have a hiccup. I have hiccups every once in a while. And I'm like, damn, I'm stupid. But it happens. It happens. But if you're out there, like I said, you know, most of the first year guys will be with the varsity officials, and they're going to say, time. They're going to walk out there, and I'm going to talk to Terry and go, can she do this with the DP flags? He's going to help me out on that. If I got a questionable call time. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get the call right. I may look like an idiot, but we're going to get it right. All right? Well, I was going to go over dead ball and a dead ball strike.
Okay.
A dead ball. Do anybody know what a dead ball is?
Batter batting and the ball hits her, when she's over the plate, and it's a ball, not a strike.
The batter's standing at the plate, and she's crowding it, and the ball's inside, and she just kind of leans in just to get hit with it. It's in the batter's box. It hits her. She does it intentionally. She's not getting first base. I got a dead ball on the batter. Stay here. Your arm may hurt, but you're still going to bat. A dead ball strike is a batter that's in the batter's box, and the ball comes, and it's in the strike zone, and she throws her elbow down there to prevent the ball from going through the strike zone. Got a dead ball strike. Stay here, rub the elbow, you're still batting.
That's strike 3.
Yeah, you gotta watch the chicken wing thing, but now look, they're in the batter's box, and it hits her, she sort of leans back.
Yeah.
She gets first.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't have to get out of the way.
And there's judgment. If she's intentionally trying to get hit with it, then you can call a dead ball.
I've had to put the foot towards her, like change it to drop front, you know, in the ball.
Yep. Dead ball, stay here. You tell her, shouldn't do it.
I forgot to ask you last week after that game that we had.
Yeah, you should.
Remember when I went 3-2, 3-2,
Yeah.
and then I went ball, and
Yeah.
the girl backed out, and she stood there like that, not knowing what the count was or not. So I just stood there and looked at her, because we're not supposed to tell them,
No.
right? Okay.
Say ball 4.
The same ball.
Well, I mean, I just said 3-2, 3-2.
So what ball 4 if you
Whenever we get the count, get your count up in the air.
So then the coach said, time out, time. She says, what's the count? What's the count? And I said, that was ball 4. And she says, well, you didn't tell her to go to first. And I said, well, I don't have to. That's not my job.
Yeah.
It's her responsibility to know what a count is, right? So,
Now, on a strike 3,
If you say ball 4,
yeah, I
they
mean,
should know.
maybe I even did say.
that's what I was going to say. On a strike 3,
I shouldn't tell her to go
I emphasize the third strike. I may give a little, chainsaw pull or whatever it is. Strike! And then do this right here. They know I got strike 3. Don't ever do it on strike 2. I done that for Make sure you got strike 3.
It's funny.
Emphasize strike 3. I don't care if you call strike 3 and punch her out like this, or if you do this here, whatever it is. But never turn your back to the field. Always face the field on your strike call. Because if you got a runner at third and that's the second out, and you're out here going, ha! wind up at second down, scoring, and you ain't even looking at it. Come up, strike, and then watch what's going on. Ball four, not a mechanic, I've gotten used to doing this, but if I got ball four, I emphasize ball four. I'll take my mask off, and I'll hold up 4 fingers.
Okay, so.
And if that girl can't count, then she don't need to be in junior high, she needs to be back down at the second grade. But I'll give 4 fingers, all 4. I can't tell her, I'm not gonna point her, go first, I'm not gonna tell her anything. All 4.
Yeah, she didn't have it.
Also, the other night, I called a legal pitch on the picture. When she stepped on the plate, her hands were together, called a legal pitch. Coach told me, tell her what she's doing. I said, that's not my job.